Shout out to everybody out there on White Street. You already know what it is. Salute to everybody.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS. We got another scorecard reaction for you guys, and you already know what it is. Nightwish Wednesday, baby. Gotta dive in again. So this is one that we're doing for the Phantom of the Opera. It's been recommended to me because I talked to you guys about being a fan of musicals, etc., etc., etc. Also being somebody that came up as a huge Gleek. I'm a very big fan of Glee. Rest in peace to Naya. I don't want to get all emotional and stuff like that with everything that's happening right now, but I figured better time than ever, or no better time than now, whatever you want to word it. Let's get into it. Let's knock out the Phantom of the Opera. So I want to do this real quick. Disclosure. Boop. Pause and look at the disclosure. I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably don't even need this anymore. I'm a little bit more active in the Nightwish chat rooms, and I've been talking to a lot of you guys, and I'm actually made like some really cool friends, like people that I mess with really big right now. So this is more just for the trolls. This is like me trolling the trollers back, so hopefully you don't take offense to it. If you do, and it probably was directed at you, right? I'm here to have a good time, listen to some music, and see if we fuck with it or not. And if you're taking this too seriously, this is probably not the channel for you. I don't know anything about rock and shit like that, so if you're critical about it, eat a dick. Let's get into it. Alright. I'm gonna be nicer one day. I'm working on it. I get you shouldn't be an abrasive reactor and stuff like that, but like I'm also a rapper, so like I want the smoke. Part of me is like kind of like with the shits. I don't know. I'm working on it. I have a lot of growth as an individual to do. Alright, let's go. Nightwish, Phantom of the Opera, with lyrics. This had 70 million views. Is that what that just said? Jesus Christ. I'll tell you what, if nothing else, Nightwish fans go hard, man. Right off the bat, I appreciate the dark aesthetic. I don't think, like so far, I watched, most of the stuff was from the Whackin' one where they had like the fire and the flames and the whole fantasy set. I don't know that setting, with how it looked like aesthetically, would fit the vibe of what I assume a Phantom of the Opera song is going to look and sound like, right? Or at least I would expect them to like tone down like the pyros. Like it's not that type of vibe when I hear or think of Phantom of the Opera, right? I think of Phantom of the Opera, I'm thinking melodramatic, I'm thinking dark rooms, I'm thinking personal dialect, you know what I mean? Like that's what comes to my mind when I think of it. I don't think of the big flashiness, you feel me?
Sleepy son to me, in dreams he came, that voice which calls to me and speaks my name.
So right off the bat, her voice sounds gorgeous compared to like in my mind, like the same thing that I was doing about the setting, like her voice and her tonality that she's taken with this matches what I would anticipate a Phantom of the Opera song sounding and feeling like, and I'm here for it. Like that's like refreshing almost. I do not think this is Floor. I'm pretty sure this is Tara again. So just like before, I've already told that like there is an issue with the accents for like newer listeners, and I have a problem just in general understanding the words with like the opera-esque singing. I thought this was a lyric one. It says with lyrics, but they're not here. So who knows? We'll just watch it and maybe they'll come on later. Oh wait. Hey, I think we got it.
He came, that voice which calls to me and speaks my name, and do I dream again?
Alright, these captions are garbage. Alright. Last time, let's just go with it. I want these off, and we'll go.
And speaks my name,
see the chick have an orgasm? Hold up. We're not letting that slide. Watch Shorty in the front. Yo, as an artist, there is no bigger compliment than you can get than the blonde in the third row's eyes rolling back when you hit a note. Let's go. Let's go. We're here for it. Alright, so here's something else to point out. Look at this. This is dope. I like this. Watch this. So, like, this is completely unnecessary. The drummer having his hands on his head have absolutely nothing to do with the music of the song. This is all performance. This is adding to the, like, environment, to the feeling, to the aesthetic, to the cohesiveness of what the band is doing while she's singing. I like this. This is stuff that I can easily pick up on and interpret. And the dramaticness of this is so dramatic. Why is my man sitting, like, this is what I expect from a Phantom of the Opera. This is dope. This I like. Everything I said prior to this just went right out the window. How many of y'all were talking shit the whole time too? They were like, just wait till he gets a minute in and he sees the pyro go off. Alright. This went from like mellow, dramatic Phantom of the Opera to like a stage play of Little Shop of Horrors real quick. Like like the tone, did you hear like the tone of it picked up to like the beat, or I don't know, the music of it like picked up in tonality, and like it feels like it was about to be a little bit more poppy and go and less opera right when that hit. We'll see what happens, but like I think this is where it's going to be like, hey, Nightwish doesn't give a fuck about what you think it should be. They're going to do whatever they're going to do, and we'll see if we like it however it goes. So I think they're now rearing away from expectation, and this is where they're now going to sprinkle in their own touch of the game. Is this Marco? Alright, so I got a lot of shit, so let's talk about this. A couple things to break down Marco. Which was it? GLS? Is that where I heard him last, or was it Romanticide? I think it might have been Romanticide that I actually heard him on. And I'm gonna tell you what, I didn't like him, and I went back and forth with a lot of you guys in the comments on it, and like the things that I read there were mind-boggling. I said like that. I went back and forth with this one guy, and I was polite. I wasn't even like digging into people, right? We were like, ugh. You don't like Marco's voice. Why not? This is the dumbest thing I've ever read in my life. And I was like, really? I didn't like his voice because I didn't like the way it sounded. Like, it didn't fit for me. It didn't sound good. How am I supposed to explain that I don't like his voice on this song? Like, I don't know how to... And then the reaction was like, oh, obviously you're an idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, alright, that's in the disclosure, but whatever. I do think his voice on this... already in that little snippet, if it's the same person on both songs, sounds infinitely better and more appropriate on this track than it sounded to me on the Romanticide one. But let's bring it back. Let's get the whole performance in. You know what it is? It's because when the music changed and it's more like hard instruments now, like hard metal or rock or whatever you want to say, like his voice sounds better. Like I think if I heard his voice the same way that it is now on the beginning part where she was before the instruments came in heavy like that, I still don't think I would have liked it. Like I don't think I like his voice when the music is soft. I like his voice behind the rock music. There's your explanation. I'm noticing that now, like as I'm listening to what the fuck, I don't know what word to use. The feel of the music change from the first part to the second, how that feel is just different. It feels different. Like I like him on the second feel more than the first feel. I'm eventually going to like look up terms to use and drop it on you guys and study and shit, but like I also don't want to take away from the genuineness of the reaction. You know, I don't know. I'm in the middle about it.
Those who have seen your face draw back in fear. I am the mask you wear.
By sleep they'll hear your spirit and my voice. They won't come.
They sound really nice together. We'll bring that back. I'm gonna bring that back. They sound really nice together.
Your spirit and my voice, they won't combine. The sound of all the overrising will shine your
This part, this section of this song sounds like it is literally ripped out of Repo the Genetic Opera. I am in love with this. So Repo the Genetic Opera is like my #1 musical of all time, bar none, right? And there's a point where like Shyla's like on her bed and like brings out like the guitars kick in, but they're still like doing the opera singing to it, where it's like it's really the only taste of this that I've ever had before, which is why it's triggering that nostalgia, I guess. Like, I like it. I like this a lot.
When all your fantasies you always knew, the man and mystery.
We both believe.
When in this labyrinth, when night is light, the scent of all the overrising will shine your light. So
Alright, he lost me on this. I think he sounds dumb here. Let's bring this back. Let's give it a second thought. I think Marco with me as a singer is very hit or miss. I think with his voice and what he's doing for me, it's either super dope or just not good in my opinion. Like, it just doesn't sound good. And for the people in the comments, I don't know how else to explain it other than I don't like how he sounds when he's doing this little high pitch thing that he's doing here, and it feels like it throws off the vibe. Plus, like, she's got some pipes on her. Like, you can't take that away from her. Like, she's got some pipes. It's gotta be intimidating to try and like have like a high pitch off with somebody that's that good of a singer too. To me, this sounds horrendous. This sounds like me. This sounds like if I were just like, I don't know. Whatever you want to say about what my taste in music is, listen to this. This sounds like somebody who does not sing making fun of somebody who sings. At the end did sound good. I don't know. Am I being too critical? Maybe, but like, I don't know, that beat or tone or whatever octave that he hits right there, like in the beginning where he sounds like the Cookie Monster for a second, it doesn't fit to me. It feels like an out of place puzzle piece. Is that Thomas on the fucking keyboard? Yo, Thomas is getting it the fuck in. Like, there's a lot of people that were like feeling it in the audience. Nobody was feeling it as much as Thomas was right here. Watch this. Thomas got big dick energy. I like him. He's got big dick energy. He's like, yo, I wrote this shit and I know it slaps. If that's not him and that's somebody else, then whoever that is, just apply everything except for the I wrote this part too. No, he's ruining it for me. He's just, he sounds like a Muppet. This is how, I'm trying to appeal to the comment section and get better at critiquing rock properly, right? I don't know how else to describe something that I don't like the sound of other than I don't like the sound of. Like, I don't know what words to use to convey what I'm trying to say. When he's doing this to me, he sounds like a fucking Muppet to me. Like, I literally hear a sock puppet, like, just, I don't know, like... See, and there he sounds so fucking cool. It's like super dope. Like, bro, he's 50-50 with me. I don't know how to put it. He's either sounds like amazing or terrible to me. Like, he doesn't have an in between. She's got pipes. She destroyed that note. That was dope.
Kiitos!
That was dope. I'll tell you what, so far, is it my favorite one? This might be my favorite one so far. I might also just be becoming more of a fan as we go, because I feel like every time I do one, I'm like, this is my favorite one. This is my new favorite one. I could just be getting a better ear for music and adjusting to it, or becoming more of a fan, so I start geeking out a little bit differently. But for right now, for whatever, all intents and purposes, this right now is my favorite one that we've listened to. What am I looking for? We're not using that scorecard. We're going to do it on the right scorecard this time. I never have it set up ahead of time because this is literally the only band that I do this with. Let me get rid of that. We got this. We just switch it. Hey, we're good to go. Alright. So, we're fans. We're fans. We're not like super fans. We're not like good fans. We're like shitty casual fans, but we're still fans. Target audience for this? No. Yeah. Actually, I do think I'm gonna target. Like, once you start introducing musical aspects and I get in that mind, that mindset, like I'm watching a play, like, I don't know, like, I feel way more, like, I can argue with somebody about something being a good musical because I'm way more experienced in musicals than I am in rock and roll or metal or symphonic metal or anything like that, right? So, like, I do feel like because it's more opera-esque and I had the Phantom of the Opera stuff in my mentality, like, it put me in a position to be more critical and be able to talk like I know what I'm talking about a little bit more, right? So yeah, I do think I'm the target audience for this. Proper setting for this, it's concert music. Like, this would be dope live. Like, I would say if I'm going to watch something in the ideal environment, it's going to be live. Ghostwriter for this. Nah, not anything clever for you guys. Alright. Music or instruments? This is so hard to do. I loved it. Like, I liked it a lot. I like in the beginning how they met my expectations of what I thought the song was going to be. When they switched it over to the rock plus opera, even though it's not what I wanted, I ended up liking it more, especially because it made my brain connect it to fucking Repo the Genetic Opera. Like, to me, if I'm being completely blunt and honestly, musically, this is a 25 out of 25. And I know, like, I really don't want to do that because it doesn't leave room for stuff later. But there's probably also, like, at least a notch of bias in this. Alright, yeah, that's it. I'm giving it a 25. Vocals, it's split. Like, I think his vocals were 50-50 terrible, 50-50 good. I think she was absolutely incredible. So, like, how are we going to split it? It's 3/4 really good. There's only like a quarter of it I didn't like from him. And again, I'm terrible at math. So we'll just do fucking 25 divided by 4 is what we'll give it. I think that's fair. 25 divided by 4, 6.2. God damn it. Minus 25. Boom. 18.75. That's how we do that. 18.75. Lyrics, bars. I felt like the lyrics were appropriate for this. I caught more lyrics of this than I did for any of the other ones. So much so that I'm looking at like the captions that are coming up and I'm like, no, that's not what they're saying. This one was a lot more clear for me. I think it was cohesive. I think the lyrics that I was able to pick up on and able to talk about, like how it matched the song, everything was like really good for me. I wouldn't give it a perfect score because I'm still not able to hear it or listen to it or take away quotables yet. Like, there's nothing in that made me scrunch my face up. Like, oh my God, that was a bar. That should be on a t-shirt. Like, that's what I look for when I'm looking for lyrics. I know I talk about that every time, but like, I still haven't found that yet with Nightwish. And you could say, oh, you just don't fucking listen to, but yeah, well, it's a reaction. So if I don't catch it the first listen, if I have to listen to it a second or third time or look up the lyrics, it's not going to be included in the reaction. This is literally, like, a reaction is literally just what my take is off one listen. I would give it a 12. I give it a 12 out of 15 for lyrics. I think the 3 points that's missing is going to be the oomph, give me a bar that's going to, like, sit in my stomach and make me think about it later. Sound quality, 15 out of 15. Like, I don't know how to judge. I would give it 15 out of 15. Cohesiveness, atmosphere, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Like, I think it was super dope with that. Enjoyability, I might need to change how I rank enjoyability. Because, like, enjoyability normally for me is this is on repeat and I'm going to send this to people to listen to. I don't think that's a fair barometer when I'm dabbling outside of rock. Because to me, in my heart and soul, this was a 10 out of 10 enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed the shit out of this. And, like, even, like, doing the reaction. Like, I had fun doing this reaction. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Even though it doesn't technically match what the other side is. I'm comfortable with this. 90.75. And here's the thing. I know it's not the highest score. Oh, Steve, you said you liked this, but it didn't get as high of a score as some of the other ones. Most of that is going to be because they were, A, done on a different scorecard that was scored differently. This is like, remember, we just switched to the new scorecard that's more divided up towards other type of music that's not hip-hop. And I'm getting more comfortable with scoring the music. Because like I said before, I don't have a frame of reference between good and bad. And as we do this and as we go forward, it'll get better. So, 90.75 is my official rating for Phantom of the Opera. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Drop down in the comments below. Let me know. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all coming to take time with me. Don't feed the trolls. And I will catch y'all on the next one.